can't find why people are always stalking me. So,
Well, so just as a clarification, when Facebook says, no, we're not listening to your conversations, they're being true. They're being accurate. Like they're not listening to your conversations. But let's see the apps that are. So I have this Auto Trader app because I thought I'm going to get rid of my truck. I'm getting a sports car. I hate this thing. And then we just unloaded 500 pounds worth of plywood out of the back of it. I'm not getting rid of my truck. But you think Auto Trader isn't, HBO Now, Alibaba, all those apps deepen their terms of service if they're utilizing your microphone, and sometimes even if they say they're not, are aggregating that third-party data, then they're not selling it directly to Facebook. They're selling it to places like, these third-party like companies. Then those people are selling it to Facebook. So when you're thinking, I was just talking about Panera Bread and suddenly I get a Panera ad, that's real. It's just that it's not Facebook doing it, and so they get to say they're not doing it. So just in case anybody was like, I don't get it, that's how it works. It's your other apps on your phone that are listening in and giving that data to those advertisers. So there you go. And honestly, I don't understand what everybody's big deal about is about. I don't want ads for Jimmy Choo's shoes. I'm not interested. I don't care about what was the store that I was at. I never get any respect in this store. What's the fancy kitchen store?
Sonoma Williams.
That's the one. Every year I go get my wife's stuff, and I never get any respect in that place, man. It's the one place that as a white male I can't show up and be in charge, and it aggravates me. I'm like, come on, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much cash I flip out. Yeah. I'm not really a part of the crew, So anyway, I don't want ads for Sonoma Williams. I want ads for stuff that interests me. So I don't understand what everybody's deal is about the data. Like, just let them have it so you get real ads that you like. So when we're talking about retargeting, just so that everybody's understanding, anybody's watching the recording, I don't want to assume that you already know what we're talking about. We can talk about any retargeting is you saw an ad or you did some action, you went to some website, and then you see an ad for that same product again, you're being retargeted. So you initially have most likely been targeted at some point. Let's think about it from a Google perspective. You're looking up summer camps in your area because you need childcare this summer, and you find my place, Motion Tulsa, and you go to Motion Tulsa.
Oh, you guys are twinning.
You get pixeled, and then you get advertised to again there on Facebook. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. I'll give you an overview of that process. Is anybody using retargeting ads right now? Is anybody doing that, using a pixel on their website and retargeting people? Sal? What are you? Oh, you're not?
No, I'm not.
Oh. Let's get you started. Okay, so then let's take a look at it. I am not going to suggest for a second that it is simple, because it's not. And I'm not going to suggest that it's easy, because it's not. But neither is the self-defense move that you teach your brown belts that you expect them to know, right? So like when a brown belt says, well, I can't find, I don't understand it. You don't say, okay, don't worry about it. You say, grab the pad a little more and rotate a little more, and you're not doing the elbow. You need to, okay, now I get it. Okay, Master Silva, I got it now, right? So let's take a quick look at it. I'm going to try to share my screen. I'm going to show you the retargeting ads that I have running right now. I'll show you how to set up the pixel, and I'll show you how to create the audience, and I'll show you overall. We're not going to talk about the ad structure because that's too much to talk about, but I want you to understand how the retargeting works and how you could potentially set it up. If we go more than 30 minutes, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because it may take a little longer than that. Let me share my screen. Come on now. Meeting, edit. Sometimes my screen share button doesn't pop up, sir.
Yeah, if you go to meeting, there's a start share.
Start share. There it is. Sometimes it's a big, bright red button on my screen, and sometimes it's not.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. Are you guys? I think my application crashed. Can you guys see my screen?
We can just see your icons on your screen.
Okay. All right. Sorry if that's giving everybody a heart attack. I try to clear that out every once in a while. Okay. Something happened. I couldn't hear you or see you guys. So, there we go. So you see my Chrome tab now?
No, I just see your face.
Killing me. Hang on. There we go. Start share. Desktop 1. There we go. See it now?
Yes, sir.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, it crashed and then kept me halfway put on. Okay, so this is our ads manager screen. Just in case you don't know how to get there, here's my Facebook thing. You can click the little F and that gets you back to your home screen area. Go to ads manager, click on ads manager, right? This gets you to your ads area. If you ever run a boosted post or something to that effect, that's going to be here in the ads area. You can also run real campaigns here in the ads area, okay? Anytime I'm in ads manager, this is going to sound weird, but anytime I'm in ads manager, my shoes have to come off and I have to be cross-legged because I got to focus. It's really hard for me to focus on this. There's so much going on. This is the campaigns level. There's 3 levels in your ads manager: the campaign level, the ad set level, and the ads level. All of your retargeting happens at the ad set level, okay? Because the ad set level is where all of your targeting is anyway. So let's look at, for example, I've got a kickboxing ad going on right now. I have multiple kickboxing campaigns. So I've got a kickboxing campaign. This kickboxing campaign, both the campaign objective in this particular case, if you look at it right here, is conversions, okay? At the ad set level, if this doesn't make sense to you, watch the replay again, ask questions. I'm happy to answer questions, and I'm happy to answer questions later. If you are a Rainmaker, I'm at your disposal to answer any questions that you have, okay? You can see here that I have a conversion ad running, and I have a retarget ad running. Now, I'm not a super Facebook pro. We're not running 1,000 different ad sets. And it is important to be careful taking advice from people who sell products on Facebook, who are e-commerce marketers on Facebook, because that is a much different thing than running for your martial arts business, whether it's summer camp, kickboxing, martial arts, parkour, gymnastics, whatever. When you are selling a $5 coffee mug, the answer is simple. You make sure that your coffee mug either has Trump on it or Hillary on it. You target those people, you get rid of the people who aren't clicking, and you make sure that your cost is $2.50 because you're selling the mug for $5, and then you make a profit. And although it's not easy to do, the idea is simple. That doesn't necessarily work so well when you're running it to a martial arts business. People have to, or were they interested in the first place, et cetera, et cetera. So let's assume that people have never heard of me before, and they see one of my ads. So here's a couple ads that we have running. You can see here that I have 45 opt-ins here, 3 opt-ins here, 4 opt-ins here. I'm turning those off because this ad is doing better. So this particular ad, here's the ad itself. I said we're not going to get into it, and we're not. Here's the ad itself, okay? This was the ad itself. So they click on this ad. Let's look at it here just so you can see how it looks. And I want you to see the process that someone goes through, okay? So they see this ad. No. Sorry. I must be sick because I was making some modifications last night and this morning, and I forgot to publish some things. So that's just, sorry, guys. Here's the Facebook post. Things to remember is this stuff right here. These are vanity metrics. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how many likes, shares, comments, or heart emojis it got. That stuff doesn't matter. What matters is that you get the results that you want, and is it getting traffic to your website. So here's the ad. People see the ad. They are 95% plus of the traffic is mobile, so you need to make sure it's mobile optimized, but we're doing it here on screen share. So I click the ad, right? It goes to my website, to the kickboxing page on my website. And then they have some options. They can click to see our schedule and trial offer. They can put their email address in, et cetera, right? But you'll notice, see this little thing right here? If you're using Chrome, there's something called a pixel helper, and it allows you to see whether or not your pixel is firing. I can see that on this particular pixel ID, which is the one that I have, it is saying, yes, green check mark, you got a page view, because that's what I'm tracking for in this particular case. It's saying me, Facebook user, clicked on the ad, went to the website, or the Facebook pixel triggered a page view. That's good news, okay? Because later I can come back and say, hey, everyone that triggered a page view, I want to send a new ad directly to them, right? How many people do you think at this point are going to put their email address in right here? What I want them to do is put their email address in and go to the sign-up page. Of 100 people that view the page, how many are going to opt in? How many would you be happy? 5? Probably. I'd be happy if 5 did. I would be over the moon if 10 out of 100. If I got a 10% conversion rate, I'd be like, hey, I am the guru, right? Maybe 5, maybe 3, whatever. Of those people who chose not to opt in, how many were like, oh, this place looks stupid and I hate these people? Probably not many. They're probably like, okay, well, that's cool. I know I need to lose weight, or I know I need to sign my kid up for martial arts. I'm busy right now. I'm not even supposed to be on Facebook. Here comes my boss. Oh, crap. Hey, how's it going? Right? And they move on to what they're supposed to be doing. So the dog pukes on the carpet. Their kid yells at them. They fall asleep, whatever. I would say of those 100 people, maybe 50 are still interested. And if they never see anything else from you again, then you're missing out on some opportunity, okay? So of those people, we're going to retarget. Of those people that landed and did not opt in, we're going to retarget. And that's what this ad set, motion told, oh, that's video conversions. Oops. We'll turn that off. It's, what the hell is going on here? Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm in the wrong tab. Whew. Okay. Here we go. Motion Tulsa. Let me refresh. We were on kickboxing conversions, which there we go. Good. Motion Tulsa kickboxing conversions. Here was my conversions. Is it traffic? Video? Where? There it is. Okay, that's fine. So look at this right here. So I have my traffic and I have a retarget. So 36 people clicked this particular link. This ad is off. I wasn't happy with how it was performing, but 36 people clicked the link at 88 cents a piece. 7 people clicked the retarget link at $2.23. You have to decide if that's too expensive for you, but 7 more people were interested enough in the retarget to actually do it. Let me try to find one. Let's look at my parkour ad because that's an obvious one that's really easy to see. 68 people opted in for more information about parkour. It cost me $1.76 per opt-in. That's super, super cheap, by the way. You don't expect that with your martial arts ads. Then I retargeted people, and I got 21 more people to opt in at $2.68 a piece. So those are really good numbers. Those are really good. That's a really good cost. That gives you an example. Before I show you how to set up the audience, does anybody have any questions about the concept of retargeting? So they go to your website, they get pixeled, then you get to put them in an audience and send them new ads or the same ad or more. Does anybody have any questions about the concept of retargeting? No? Okay, so how I set that up. If you do not have a pixel installed, you go to your little ads manager tab here. There's a whole bunch of tools. Here's all the tools. Your most common tools or your most frequently used are right here, pixels. Pixels is actually, it's under assets typically. Oh, here we go, measure and report. So pixels. Everyone has the same pixel except you have a different ad ID. So Master Silva's ad ID is a big long number. Sal's ad ID is a big long number. Everybody's ad ID is a big long number. So you can see I have my official pixel right here. I click on that. Here's all the data that my pixel has been collecting. Okay, so I can see that on November 25th, I had 56 page views of my website. That's just what the pixel picked up. Now, that doesn't mean that it was all ads. It could have been somebody that said, hey, have you heard about that kickboxing place? It's so dumb. Go take a look at it. And they looked at it. That is still a page view, even if it didn't come from Facebook. Because if I just heard that Sal's martial arts is really awesome, and I go and look at it, and I choose not to sign up, but I'm interested, I could theoretically see an ad I could have Sal retarget me on Facebook next time I'm on Facebook. And that's what everybody says is so creepy, right? I don't care if it's creepy, I'm going to do it. 115 page views. Now, each of these page views can be a specific conversion if you so choose, okay? So I have my conversion set up right here. My parkour opt-ins, I can see that 3 opt-ins happened on December 15th. 6 opt-ins happened. So let me look at let's just look at parkour because it's closer to martial arts than kickboxing is. On the 14th, on the 15th, on the 15th, on the 16th. So you can see kind of how Facebook is tracking. Yes, you got an opt-in, okay? Now, how do I put all those? Once you install your pixel on there, so here's my pixel. I click this little button up here that says, oh, here, let me click in it. Where is it? It says setup. I take this code right here and I give it this code and I give it to my website developer or I install it on my own website. If you have access to your own website, if you're running like a WordPress website, there are easy, tutorials everywhere on how to install your pixel. And my best advice for you guys is to use Chrome and look at this little thing. I get this thing called Facebook Pixel Helper. It's a plugin for Chrome, and it tells you whether or not your pixel is firing. So you think you got it installed. I followed all of the tutorials, but if you don't see this little green check box, you're probably not right. And I can help you guys with that if you're interested. That's no problem. Once you have your pixel installed and it starts to send data back to your ad account, it says, hey, people are looking at your page. What do you do with that data? And what you do with that data is you create audiences. Okay, so here's this audience tab. Audiences is typically under assets. So here's all the audiences that I've ever set up here. What I can do is I can create an audience, and what I'm going to do is create a custom audience. This is the best way for you to retarget. You could theoretically upload a file. If you have, say, you want to run a holiday sale and you want to get your members only, and you want to send Facebook ads directly to your members, you could upload your member file directly to Facebook and advertise only to your members. I don't really do that. There's no reason to go that hardcore unless you're running something very specific. But website traffic is how you're going to capture this pixel information, okay? It didn't used to be this easy. If this looks hard, it did used to be this easy. Facebook's made it easier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say people who visited a specific page. That specific page is going to be motiontulsa.com/kickboxing. Okay? And it's going to be contains. I always do contains, not equals. It's contains, just in case I screw it up. The easiest way to not screw it up is to go to your own website and grab the link from the actual browser bar. I'm doing a lot of hand gesturing, and I realize you guys can't see me now. So go to my actual website, grab that specific link, so I'll copy that and then put that in there so I know I don't screw anything up, right? Contains that right there. Now I'm going to name this audience Rainmaker Example Kickboxing Audience. And I can capture all of the information from the past up to 6 months. So you could put 180 days in there. Once I create that audience, you have to decide what you want to do with that. Once I create that audience, it's for it to start going, but it's going to say Rainmaker Example Audience. Here it is right here, okay? I can see, like in this particular case, I've created an audience of people who watched 10 seconds or more of my video. I've created an audience for people who visited my martial arts page. I typically call that, see, can I search? I typically label them, there they are. I typically label them Motion Tulsa and then whatever we used to do bar classes, boot camp. We don't do that anymore. Kickboxing. Where's my martial arts ones? Motion Tulsa Kids Martial Arts. So I have a few different audiences. I don't think that needs to be this complicated for you guys. I think you could just do everybody in the last 6 months and go from there, start there. But people who visited in the last 30 days, last 60 days, last 7 days, all visitors, last 14 days. Then when I'm creating a retargeting ad, what I'm going to do, go to my ads manager. I'm creating this ad from scratch. I'll show you guys in my parkour ad that I have running right now. See, this says RT. I've got it as retarget. I select those audiences. Now, I'm not going to save this, but I'm going to show you. See, I've got everybody who visited. I'm only targeting those people, and I'm still putting them in a geofence of people that live 10 miles away. So don't go to my website and then say, hey, why am I not being retargeted? It's because you live in California. I don't want to waste my money, right? So I'm still only getting people who live in that 10-mile radius, and I'm still only getting people who are women aged 29 to 50. I'm not interested in so somebody stumbles upon my parkour site and they're 22-year-old dude. I don't want to retarget to them. I don't want to waste my money, okay? So all of these people combined with all of this, and then I create my ad, and it runs only to those people. It will not tell me the potential reach available. Thank you, Russia. It used to tell us the potential reach, but with all of the dark accounts and all the Russian stuff that Facebook was not prepared for, one of the things they were doing is determining, like I just told you, it's aggregated third-party information. You know, they were doing this thing where they would upload a list and then they would compare it to interest, and they could target down to a specific person and advertise directly. It was really crazy. Like, they were really good at it. So Facebook used to say, this is going to reach 1,800 people. Now it says, unavailable, sorry, we're not going to tell you. So it can sometimes tell you based on when you're not doing retargeting. When you're only doing cold ads, it will tell you generally how many people you're gonna do. So that's how you do a retargeting ad. People visit your website, they get pixeled, you put them into an audience, and then you advertise to that audience directly. That's a lot of information. How can I help clarify that?
So just so I can get myself clear. So when you did this, immediately you're going to go back to retarget everyone who's seen your page or whatever in the last 6 months.
Right, and that's where you can determine how you want to do that. Now, obviously, somebody who saw your page 6 months ago is not a hot lead like somebody who saw your page 2 days ago, right? That's why I create these right here, 180 days, 60 days, 30 days, 14 days. I could theoretically create a different ad for people who saw it 60 days ago, and then I could do what's called an exclusion audience. So I could exclude everybody who, or like one of the things that annoys me, this does annoy me, is like I'll go to there's a really big company in the martial arts industry that does this, and I think it damages the brand. Let's say I go to kickboxing, and I see that Williams got 2 weeks for $20 at Motion Tulsa. I choose not to buy, not ready to buy. Then I get back on Facebook. Instantaneously, I see a 50% off coupon. I'm like, come on, man. Really? I'm supposed to use this instantly right away? Like that reeks that if you're willing to do that, how are you going to screw me when I get in there, right? I don't like it. So what you would do in that particular case is you would exclude everyone. So I would take these 7 days away, right? Or 3 days, or 1 day, or 5 days. I would exclude that audience. I would say Motion, Tulsa, Parkour, 7 days. I'm gonna exclude everybody who's seen my page 7 days ago. So then when they hit day 8, they'll start to see this thing. Hey man, it's been a week since you've been to my website. How about a 50% off coupon? That's a lot more legit, you know. But that's complicated. It's just how you want to do that. I don't think that martial arts lends itself to those kind of deals like kickboxing does. I think you're much more likely or much more successful when you're talking about kids martial arts or even adult martial arts to do brand building, pictures, videos, images, and then retarget people based on building your brand when it comes to your martial arts. Am I still sharing my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
So it looks like you're doing a real lot. How much do you budget for this per month?
So we're pushing parkour really, really hard right now, right? Because I'm seeing a lot of interest for it. I don't even think I have a budget. I'm running just a lot, and then I'm killing ads and making ads as I go. I just turned my martial arts ads off last night because I was just irritated that they weren't what I wanted. And I will revisit them again here in a couple of days when I do a new campaign. But I always suggested people to start at $5 a day, right? Start at $5 a day and run an ad at $5 a day. Run it as a traffic ad because you have options. So like, let's say I'm creating a brand new campaign. I have options. I'm going to say brand new MA campaign, run it as a traffic ad, and then target people in your area who are parents. Let me show you how I do that. Hang on. So you can see I'm following my own advice, $5 daily. That works out to about $150 a month. Every school can afford $150 a month. So for $150 a month, you have an ad going on Facebook. Does it bring people? And this is where I get frustrated with. It's not just Rainmaker clients. It's all of us martial arts school owners. People say, well, where's my return on investment? Where was your return on investment when the only thing that we had to advertise in was magazines? All of a sudden we have easy access to this digital information and you want a return on your investment? Come on, guys, right? So everybody can afford $150 a month to have an ad running on Facebook. People are going to say, hey, I saw your ad on Facebook. Maybe they weren't ready to sign up. But the minute their kid gets punched in the nose at school, they're going to remember your ad and they're going to come to you, okay? So, and then what I do is I set up, here's the targeting that I use. It's real simple. Everybody can do this. I set up based on your school. So like Sal's in a really big area. He probably needs to bring his target, his geofence in a little bit, meaning he may only want to advertise 3 miles because people don't want to drive as much. If you're in a small town, you may want to advertise big. If you're in rural Oklahoma, you probably have to drive 20 miles to get to the grocery store anyway. It's not unreasonable for you to do that to come to karate class. Then I advertise women 30 to 45. I rarely see, first of all, no dad ever signs their kid up for karate when they do their problem. Moms are the ones that are making those decisions. And I rarely see a 29-year-old woman who's able to sign up for karate and pay for it regularly. It's typically 30, 33, 35-year-old people who have an 8, a 6, and a 4-year-old, and they make enough money to actually pay you. Then I choose only women. Then I say parents, all parents. So then Facebook does the math. It has to be a woman who's in this age group, and she has to be a parent. And then that gets me pretty close. You can see that in a 6-mile radius, Facebook says I'm going to reach around 24,000 people. And that sounds pretty accurate. Now, I know that you can drill down. People are like, well, what about interest? What about behaviors? That's when you're talking about the Trump mug versus the Hillary mug, right? If I'm advertising a Hillary coffee mug, it's got to be somebody who probably who like has indicated that they're interested in coffee. They've talked about how they're a morning person. They are super liberal, and they actively gave to a political campaign in the last 30 days. Then you do the opposite for your Trump mug buyers. That doesn't really help you get a buyer for martial arts. They have to, like, it doesn't matter how good your ad is. If they're already doing baseball, soccer, and t-ball, they're not ready to start martial arts right now until they have that trigger event where they get beat up, or their kid has bad grades, or all of a sudden their kid hits 7 years old and he says, I'm not going to bed and you can't make me. And they're like, dear God, what are we going to do with our kid? So, and we all know that. So that's why I suggest it's more of a branding in martial arts than it is direct response, trying to get your money out of your ad on the first thing.
For people that we have here that are, you have a passion for this. You really like doing this. Some people like to delegate. If they want to delegate, where would they find a company to delegate to?
I would suggest putting pressure on Rainmaker, because they have all the people and support to do it. You chat with them and say, hey, William said you guys might run my Facebook ads. Tell them William said you might run my Facebook ads. And they'll say, what? No, we won't. Because we have people that ask that all the time. Mr. Dolph is just about like this on allowing the Rainmaker team to run some Facebook ads for people. But things that I would look for are, does the company that you're going to work with have success with member-based businesses like us, like CrossFit gyms, like martial arts schools specific? Ask them about martial arts experience. And I'll tell you the reason that I say that. I'm trying to stop sharing my screen here, and it's not working. I don't know how. I don't want to. I'm going to keep sharing my screen because I don't want it to crash again on me. I say that because you get people that are experienced running. There we go. You get people that are experienced running Facebook ads, but they're not necessarily experienced running Facebook ads for your specific actual niche. And you don't want someone who's uncomfortable with it. Ask what results they're going to get. And there's a thing called KPI, key performance indicators. KPIs that you are looking for are opt-ins, and it depends on what your goals are, right? So like if your particular goals are, we like paid trials. Can you get me X amount of paid trials in a specific month? If anybody answers yes, they're lying through their teeth, because the answer is no. Not in the martial arts industry, not anymore. It's hard enough to do it in industries like CrossFit, where it's still kind of a commodity. KPIs that I would ask for are traffic to the website, and I would ask for things like, if you have an opt-in, is getting people to opt into your list, or getting actual phone numbers for leads. That's something like, hey man, based on if we're able to spend $500 a month with you, can you get me 10 phone numbers for $500? And that might sound like a lot, but what's one enrollment worth? 10 grand? We have to think bigger. A lead is worth more than $5. A lead can be worth $50. Grandmaster Silva, when you were doing your school heavy and you guys were enrolling people, how much would you have paid for a lead if you knew your numbers, what was going to go to an enrollment? How much would you have paid for a good lead?
$50, because
yeah.
$100 I could buy a student. So if you go from lead to enrollment, it's 50%. Yeah.
There you go. So, and that's I think that sounds good until people see the bill, right? Hey, you only got me 10 phone numbers and it cost $500. It's like, only? Where else were you getting phone numbers from? It's
marketing is so much cheaper than it was back in the day. Back in the day when you wanted to take a full page, yellow page, so you're the first one on there, you'd spend $1,500, and that was in $1990.
Yep, exactly. I would put some pressure on Rainmaker. Does anybody have a website with a website company? Because I know some of them do offer Facebook marketing services or Facebook like PPC. It's called PPC, by the way, pay per click. PPC management, whether it's with Google or Facebook or YouTube or whatever. Does anybody have a website that is run by like a 97 Display or an FCOM or a Market Muscles or something? No? Okay. Then you either have to trust somebody to do it, or you got to dig in and figure it out yourself. I think it's probably your best bet is to put some pressure on Rainmaker and see if Scott will allow some of their people to run some PPC for you.
I know Kempton Chick has said, but I know my daughter manages his site, and she can do the pixels and things like that. So she's not going to create the Facebook ads and the copy, but she can set everything up for him.
Right. So there you go. And there may be people that can do that. But I would also say, don't be scared of the cost. In this particular case, it is far more likely that you will get good results from an expensive program than good results from a cheap program. If you can afford the program, like I'm always endeavoring, like if you can afford your services, you may think about raising your price type thing, right? Like, so if someone says, yes, I'm happy to set up your Facebook pixel and all of your retargeting ads for $200. Really? Because if you did my Facebook ads training that I did a little while ago, that was 3 hours worth of training, and it was only a couple of things. And I already had my pixel already set up. I already had my audiences set up. That was just the ads and the copy. Like, someone should charge you $1,000 plus at least minimum to get that started, which is why I would suggest that you might look at how to do it yourself or find somebody that you trust that can set it up for you. So it's expensive.
Excellent advice, though.
Yeah. If somebody says I can do it for $250, they can't. Not well. If you find that person and they're getting you great results, send them my way. Plus, if you get somebody who does it, who's expensive, you can put some pressure on them. You can say, "Hey, man, results aren't happening." And they, if they're expensive, they'll be honest with you. They'll say, "Yeah, you know what? I'm not happy with it either, and I might not be right for this for your particular town and your particular business. I might not be cutting it. So here's the changes we're going to make. We're going to try it again. I'm going to look at it again in a week, and if it's not working, it's not working, and I think you should move on and find another company." Like, a good company will say that. A $250 a month company is barely eating, and they're going to lie through their teeth about how they're going to change it. And no, don't leave yet. You know what I'm saying? So the world of Facebook ad agencies.
You're good, sir.
Cool. If you have any questions, message me directly. I'm happy to help you set it up.
Okay, I know that was a real lot, so I'll put the recording on in about 20 minutes. It'll be on the Rainmaker Business Solution page.
Awesome. See you later, guys.
Take care. Thank you.